All right, let's jump right into a topic that honestly affects every single one of us, whether we know it or not. We're going to be talking about the hidden, unconscious part of our personality. So let me ask you something. Have you ever had a completely over-the-top reaction to someone's tiny habit? Or maybe you find yourself stuck in the same self-defeating loop, even when you know you should stop. Well, the legendary psychoanalyst Carl Jung had a name for the source of these frustrations. He called it the shadow. And getting a handle on this one concept might just be the first step to becoming a more whole, more authentic version of yourself.
So, what exactly is this shadow self that pulls so many strings in our lives? Let's break it down.
Okay, the first thing you have to get is that the shadow isn't evil. Not at all. Think of it like a psychological backpack. It's where we've stuffed all the parts of ourselves that we decided were unacceptable, maybe a little shameful, or just plain inconvenient. A really easy way to understand the shadow is to compare it to its opposite, the persona. Now, we all have a persona, right? It's that polished, socially acceptable mask we put on for work, for parties, for the world. But here's the catch. Everything that doesn't fit that perfect mask, our secret anger, our envy, our wildest ideas, it all gets shoved into the shadow. And often, the more polished the mask, the bigger and darker the shadow it casts behind us. So where does this shadow even come from? Well, to figure that out, we gotta go back, way back. For most of us, this whole process gets started in childhood. It happens to pretty much everyone. As kids, we're experts at figuring out what gets us love and approval. So when we're told that getting angry is bad, or that being a strong leader is bossy, what do? We learn to hide those parts of ourselves. Then society doubles down on it, and you add in any painful or shameful experiences, and all of that gets locked away, forming the unique contents of our personal shadow. Let's just take a quick example, Anna. As a kid, she learned that anger was a no-go if she wanted to be well-behaved. But that anger didn't just vanish. Nope, it went right into her shadow. Now, as an adult, she can't figure out why she can't stand up for herself, why she feels this emptiness. It's those repressed parts still there, influencing her from behind the scenes. Okay, so if the shadow is totally unconscious, how in the world are we supposed to know it's even there? Well, trust me, it has a way of making itself known, whether we like it or not. The shadow loves to pop up as self-sabotage or when we get super judgmental of other people. But maybe the biggest, most obvious sign is something called projection. That's when we see our own hidden stuff in other people. You know that one person whose arrogance just drives you up the wall? Well, it might just be your own repressed confidence trying to wave a flag at you. That intense emotional trigger, that's your shadow, begging to be seen. I know what you're probably thinking. This all sounds pretty negative, right? Like we're just carrying around this hidden bag of our worst traits. But this is where the whole thing takes a really powerful and honestly optimistic turn. And that leads to the question that changes everything. Is it possible that while we were busy hiding all our so-called flaws, we accidentally hid something incredibly valuable too? And the answer is a huge yes. The shadow isn't just a dumpster for our darkness. It's also a treasure chest, a vault filled with our unlived vitality, our creativity, and our strength. It's where we stored all the powerful parts of ourselves that we just didn't feel safe expressing. Think about it. Maybe your assertiveness was shot down and called aggression when you were a kid, so you packed it away. Well, that assertiveness is now gold waiting in your shadow. Same goes for your spontaneity, your creativity, even the healthy anger you need to set boundaries. It's all just untapped potential, waiting for you to reclaim it. So once you get this duality, it leads us to the most important part of this whole journey. The goal isn't to defeat the shadow, it's to integrate it. Because when we consciously turn around and acknowledge these hidden parts, we stop wasting so much energy holding them down. And that unlocks some amazing benefits. We get less triggered by other people, we suddenly have access to all this hidden creativity and strength, and we can finally become more authentic, whole, and emotionally free. So how do we actually do this? Well, the process is called shadow work. It's really about turning inward with genuine curiosity. You could start journaling about your emotional triggers, or pay attention to your dreams for weird recurring themes. Or you can just ask yourself, what is this super strong reaction trying to tell me about myself? And of course, for the really deep stuff, especially anything involving trauma, working with a trained therapist is absolutely the safest and best way to go. And don't just take it from me, Jung himself said this work is the foundation for everything else. He called it the apprentice piece, like the first big project a master craftsman has to complete. It's the essential first step. You have to face your own hidden depths before you can even begin to move on to deeper levels of self-awareness and wholeness. So we'll leave you with this final thought. Exploring your shadow isn't about wallowing in negativity. It's a treasure hunt. It's about having the courage to look into the darkness, not to fight it, but to reclaim all the brilliant, powerful, and vital parts of you that are just waiting to be brought into the light.